a divine pilgrimage, a chance to wash away one's sins in the eyes of the Nine Divine, a chance of redemption for one's marred past. But what good is the forgiveness of the Nine if I cannot forgive myself? It won't bring back the families I've murdered, the people I've hurt. I've been sent forward with a new duty, to collect the sacred relics of the Crusader and to save Cyrodiil once again from Umaril the Unfeathered, once a sorcerer king of the Aelids, seeking to reclaim his birthright. He will fall like all those who have stood before me.
Hello, and welcome back, finally, to some more classic Oblivion with Anderin Selis. I know it has been quite a while since I made a video for this, probably about 2 or 3 weeks now. Just kind of been busy. We've been playing Grasping Fortune on the channel. I've been sort of enamored with that. It's super, super fun. And of course, Oblivion Remastered came out, which sort of threw a spanner in the works. I had a lot of debate whether we were going to continue the classic or move over to the remastered, and I have just been playing the remastered in my downtime, so I haven't been feeling like playing Oblivion because I've been playing Oblivion already. Kind of just a weird spot in general to be, but yeah, I'm here now. We're gonna record. We're gonna go get ourselves some Crusader relics. All right, so we picked up a ton of relic quests last time, including one for boots, the shield, the mace, and so I think that's it. Yeah. So let's go get the boots, because you need the boots to get some of the other artifacts anyways. And we're wearing elvish boots right now, which is kind of... Oh, no, we're not wearing elvish boots. What the heck are we wearing? Gold mage's shoes. Yeah. Yeah. That does not really go with what we're wearing. I guess I put all my other armor up. Are you running from the bear? Aren't you guys priests of Kynareth? Doesn't like you very much, I guess.
What brings you to the altar of Kynareth, my child?
I seek the boots of the Crusader.
You would seek the holy relic Kynareth has bestowed upon the world. Then you must prove yourself worthy. Kynareth's creations guard her relic, and you must pass the test before you may be granted the boots.
Test? What kind of test?
I cannot say what it will be, for I do not know. Kynareth herself will decide in what manner you shall be tested. All I can do is direct you to the Grove of Trials, and remind you to heed Kynareth's teachings. Fear and respect nature and all her creations.
Where is the grove?
Not far from here, to the west, nestled within the great forest, it is a place many would overlook. I warn you that it is unwise to take anyone with you. You should go there alone.
Don't tell me what to do. Fear and respect nature.
Indeed. Nature itself is Kynareth's domain. All its creatures are her wards. You would do well to remember this when it comes time for your test.
Very well. I shall take this test.
Then proceed directly to the grove, as your test has begun. Kynareth may choose to guard you along the way. That is up to her. Good luck.
I don't need luck. My luck is 5. We'll be fine. So I mentioned this last time, but with Anderin, we basically have the Knights of the Nine, the main quest, and Shivering Isles. And my plan is to do all 3. I could easily end Anderin's story with Knights of the Nine and the main quest. I feel like I could wrap that up pretty well. Yeah, we have to wait around the grove here. There you go. This bear just gets to beat on us. We can't fight back. Holy crap, this guy hits hard. What are my hotkeys? That's a healing spell. A bear attacked me in the Sacred Grove, but I made no attempts to fight back. A cave has been revealed, and it would seem the boots of the Crusader are waiting inside. Nice. protected by dryads, or I guess brigands in this world, same thing. Boots of the Crusader. I have acquired them. Yes, I have. I completed Sir Junken's quest by recovering the boots of the Crusader. I should continue to search for the relics that the other ghost knights were questing for. Finally, we can take off these shoes. That looks a little better. I also don't think I showed off last time the enchantments on some of this armor. So the boots just fortify your restoration. That's decent. The cuirass fortifies your restoration and your health and makes you resist normal weapons. That's really good. The helmet fortifies your restoration and personality. And that's it. Yeah, we don't have anything else yet. I think when you have the full set, you can pretty much take it into the end game and into Shivering Isles and do pretty well for yourself. Let's go do this one. This one's easy. We can go get the mace. Then we'll have an actual Crusader weapon, and we won't just be using this random dwarven longsword that I found. And I think you have to have the boots to do this one, so... Just head into the Undercroft as one does. Ghosts! Oh wait, they're not hostile. I'm glad I missed. Tomb of Saint Kaladas. I've knelt before the shrine of Saint Kaladas in Leyawiin and found myself transported to some dark void. I can see the Mace of Zenithar off in the distance. There's a glowing walkway leading me towards them. The boots of Kynareth are vibrating softly, and they seem to have some connection to the mystical path. Yes. I've recovered the mace. I've completed Sir Ralphus's quest by recovering the mace of the Crusader. I should continue to search for the other relics. Yep. Let's equip this bad boy. What is our blunt? Can't be very good. 43, that's actually not as bad as I thought. So this does fire damage and turns undead. Turn undead is kind of not very good. It just makes enemies run away from you, which is kind of annoying, but the fire damage is nice. Oh yeah, the temple gets attacked. Forgot about that. Oop. Just hit a guard. It is really hard to see with these effects. Did we just die? Wow, dude. We just got rocked. Well.
It's you. I've heard of you. You're the one restoring the Knights of the Nine, aren't you?
That's me, baby. Who are you?
My name is Kennedy Saholan. Like you, I am a servant of the Nine, specifically of Zenithar. I came here seeking his mace. However, I could not pass the test. I'm no Crusader, but that doesn't mean that I cannot serve Zenithar. In light of recent attacks, I've signed on to protect the chapel. I'm fair with a blade, and by my honor, I'll serve the Nine in any way I can.
Well, at least you tried. What can you tell me about the mace?
Legends say that when Pelinal Whitestrike was slain by the Aliens, a messenger carried the mace to the human settlement of Leyawiin as a message. Centuries later, the master craftsman St. Kaladas built the Chapel of Zenithar in Leyawiin as a tribute to the legend. When St. Kaladas was laid to rest, those who prayed to Zenithar at his tomb began to receive visions of the mace of the Crusader.
He's got a white tongue. He really needs to brush his teeth.
Take care.
Yeah, so I'm going to go redo that, I guess. I didn't think we'd die. I really wasn't paying attention to my health, though. Okay, got the mace, saved. Let's not die this time, huh? I was not expecting him to lead us down that fast. He must have a lot of damage. He was a pretty high level. Yeah, level 36. I used to think... Oh, who the heck are you? Okay, you're just... As long as you're just knocked out, I don't really care. I used to think enemies stopped scaling with you in Oblivion, but I learned the very, very hard way that they don't ever stop scaling, so if we keep leveling up, they're just gonna keep getting stronger. That's why I think they're hitting us for so much. Thank goodness we have so many potions. Alright, we got him. And he had an Alien Master Battle Axe. Pretty sick. You're just down, right? You're gonna get back up. Oh, there's another one of you. After recovering the Mace of the Crusader, I found the minions of Umaril attacking the chapel of Zenithar. They were defeated and the Leowin's chapel escaped desecration.
I can't believe it. We survived! By the grace of the Nine, we survived!
You're welcome.
In no small part to you, Sir Knight. By your will and the will of the Nine, the chapel of Zenithar is held against this blasphemer. Sir, I pledge my sword. I wish to join you in your quest to restore the Knights of the Nine and defeat this Umaril.
I accept. Welcome to the Order.
I can only hope to match your bravery and valor. I am honored to serve by your side. Allow me to fetch more suitable equipment. I shall return shortly.
Yeah, I think you get a pretty sizable entourage of people when you keep people alive like this. We're gonna try to get everyone. All right, got the mace, got the boots. The only other thing we can get right now, I think, is the shield. And it is inside a giant fort, if I recall correctly. So this will be fun. But yeah, I'm glad to be back in Cyrodiil again for you guys. I know there has been a long gap, and at this point, not too many people are watching the playthrough. Just kind of the nature of Let's Plays. I can't really be mad about it. We're on episode 40 something or 50. That's a lot of time to watch me play Oblivion. But I do appreciate those of you who have stuck to the series and have continued to support it despite its absence the past couple weeks. There will be more consistent uploads of it. I do want to finish Oblivion. I don't like starting games and not finishing them. I did a lot of that early on when I started YouTube, and it sort of gnaws at the back of my mind. All the unfinished things we haven't done. All the canceled games. So we're going to finish this. And if any of you are also watching the Fallout 1 series, which I assume there's pretty big overlap to watch both of those. Good chance if you watch Oblivion, you're watching all of my videos anyways, and same with Fallout. Unless you just really like that one game, I guess it's possible. Yeah, that's going to come back too. I've sort of lost my motivation to play Fallout 1, to be honest, because it's kind of a very difficult game, and it's very different from what I've normally play. I was enjoying it when I was playing it for sure, but it's a different game. It's kind of like Morrowind, where I have to read a lot, but it's not like Morrowind where I'm not familiar with it, so it makes it hard for me sometimes to really just get into it. But that's going to come back. We'll be finishing that. I would love to play through the majority of the Fallout series. What the heck is going on here? Where's the door? Is it in the terrain? Yes. Okay, apparently some of my mods are clashing here. This is very strange. I could see if this was a mod, but this is a base DLC. One that's been out for a very long time. Fallout 1 will be coming back. Oblivion will be more regular. Grasping Fortune is still going to take priority because it's what people want to watch. I think most people are here for the Morrowind content. And Grasping Fortune has been super fun. Playing Kalia, role-playing her, has been fun. A nice change of pace. I do still want to play other games on the channel, which I also mentioned last time. And I've sort of gone back and forth with what I would like to play. Froze us. After we finish Oblivion and Fallout, which I also talked about last video. So sorry if you're watching these back to back. It's probably annoying to hear me repeat myself, but a lot of things have changed in 3 weeks. I'm thinking about doing an Elder Scrolls Online roleplay series. It would be similar to this and Morrowind, where at the beginning of every video, there's a journal entry recap roleplay of whatever character we're playing, and we would basically just take it real slow, do the quests that we want to do, have fun, enjoy the world building and lore of Elder Scrolls Online. The music, it's a very pretty game. The lore is pretty good. I've never played through most of the story content in that, but I've always wanted to. It would be a very, very slow playthrough. Like, we're going to do all the side quests we find. We're going to do all the main quests that we can find. We might make a couple characters depending on what region we're in. So, like, I think it'd be cool to do all the Morrowind content in that game with a Dunmer, of course. And head to Somerset Isles as a high elf, stuff like that. So yeah, let me know if that is something you'd be interested in. I think I'm going to do it regardless, because it just sounds like a fun idea to me. Yeah, we're not very good with maces, but get the job done, I guess. Yeah, I remember this dungeon. You need to get the bridge down, but the only way to get the bridge down is to come from that direction, so you gotta go through here. This place is big and confusing. So there might be some of you who might wonder why, well, why aren't you gonna go, into Skyrim? And I do want to play Skyrim, I do. I do think it is a fun game, a well-made game, especially with some really good mods you can get nowadays. But Skyrim, I think I just played so much of it when it came out that I feel like I permanently burned myself out on it. It's not that it's a bad game, I've done it all, I've seen it all. I actually did a playthrough one time where I did every single dungeon in the game as well, which I've never done in an Elder Scrolls game. And it was super fun. I really, dungeon crawling is I think that's one of the best aspects of Skyrim, is the dungeon crawling. So we're going to do a Skyrim playthrough, of course. We're going to go through it. I don't know if you want spoilers or not for the next character, but I will talk about it a little bit while we're doing some dungeon crawling, because there's nothing else really to comment on. We've killed Conjurers before. We've killed Daedra before. Do we want to go this way? Maybe. Yes. Puzzles. In my Elder Scrolls game, I'm used to just turning 3 blocks and getting through. What is this, Grimrock? Okay. We know it's this, not that. This, and best out of 3? No. This one, and this one. Nice. Warfort Bulwark. Yeah, this dungeon's huge. Alright, I think there's a guy in here. Yep. Do we have a light spell? Well, we have a torch. We can just use that.
Thank you for rescuing me. I've lost track of how long they've held me here.
Who are you?
I am Sir Thedred. I came here seeking the shield of the Crusader, and was ambushed by these cowards. They've held me here since.
What are you doing here?
I've been held prisoner by these scoundrels for the longest time. They want to know how to reach the shield, and believed I would help them. When I refused, they locked me here, and only let me out to torture me. They got nothing from me.
Dang, dude. Survived torture? Can you help me?
I can't go with you if that's what you mean. I'm too weak. I need to rest. Once I have my strength, I will certainly join your cause. You'll have to go on alone, but the knowledge I've gained may be of use to you.
What do you know?
Before finding this place, I learned a bit about those who created it. It's designed to keep the shield hidden and safe. A phrase kept coming up in the writings I found. When the eyes of the Guardians are upon you, Julianos will show you favor. I'm not sure how, but I just know it's a clue for making it safely through these ruins. You're the only one I've told. I hope it helps you.
Well, thanks, buddy. See you later. So yeah, the Skyrim character. I've put a lot of thought into it, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it before. I might have. Of who the character will be for that. And it's going to be Anderin's daughter. going to be one of his daughters. I like the idea of him having twins. I think that's kind of a cool dynamic. And so when we do actually get to Skyrim, it'll be one of the twins, who's the Dragonborn, and the other twin will, of course, be in Skyrim, and she can possibly be one of our companions that we take along with us. I think that'd be a really, really cool way to do the roleplay. I would love to have like a full voiced companion, but I don't really have any scripting experience, so it'll just be kind of like how Valdrin is in this. Kind of quiet, but you know, we'll do all of the fun, dramatic intros with her and stuff. I think it'll add a very cool dynamic to have a twin sister running around with us, and yeah, I've been looking forward to doing that, but I'm just not looking forward to playing Skyrim per se. In theory, it sounds fun. In reality, I'm like, Skyrim, you know, I've beat it a million times, I've seen it all. I'm also not sure how much I want to mod it. So I actually have it modded at the moment on my computer from like a year or two ago when I was playing it. And I think I did a pretty thorough playthrough. I did a lot of things. So it's kind of all ready to go. We could just roll with whatever mods I had, and they'd be fine for a roleplay series. There weren't like anything weird or stuff that made it easier. Most of them were probably quest mods. So, you know, I could just load that up. We'd have the game ready to go. We could start the series a lot sooner, or I can remod it with some of the new mods that have come out within the last 2 or 3 years. It might have been 3 years now. It's been quite a bit. That will change how long it takes to get a Skyrim series going. We're talking the far future, right? Because we still have to beat this game, and we're relatively close to the end, but Oblivion just, obviously the series doesn't come out as often as like say Morrowind has been, so it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, I think it'll be super fun. We need to turn all of these statues to face us. Do we need to turn you one more time? There you go. So Skyrim, I think, will be really fun, just because it'll all be tied into Valdrin and the Selis family and Anderin and his story. We'll be playing as the granddaughter of the Nerevarine, the daughter of the champion of Cyrodiil. I feel like that has a lot of potential. And of course, we can always add Valdrin and Anderin as potential NPC companions at some point, if the story wills it. I found some sort of puzzle or trap deep inside Fort Bulwark. I need to figure out what it means in order to acquire the Shield of the Crusader. This is pretty much the hardest puzzle in all of Elder Scrolls, at least the newer ones. This puzzle is like genuinely difficult if you don't like look up a walkthrough. Yeah, so you loot the chest, grab whatever items in there. It's a hammer. When you step on this plate, it reveals to you what should go into one of these chests. So we need to remember on our left side, a helmet goes in there. But yeah, we kind of don't know where anything goes, so we're just going to throw a hammer in here and hope it works. It does not naturally. So we stand here again. A new item should be revealed. Or no, we take the skull out. So we know that one's a book. Okay. So we know a helmet and a book. We're just going to keep putting things in here until it works. Hammer. I don't remember where the hammer was. It might be this one. Yep, all right. We got this. Just one more. Or no, two more. I think the helmet goes in here. Yes, and then it's just the Welkin stone or Varla stone. There we go. Nice and easy. And it's all worth it for the Shield of the Crusader. Dang, it looks pretty cool in here, actually. I have recovered the Shield of the Crusader. Yes, I've completed Sir Henrik's quest. Also, yes. What does this bad boy do? Reflect magic 18%. That's really, really strong. If you combine that with the ring we had of reflect magic, you're basically just reflecting everything that ever gets shot at you, which is a lot of things. There are a lot of spellcasters in Oblivion. Never a bad magical effect to have on you. Alright, another artifact required. I think we need to head back to the Priory, though. Well, we need to get out of this horrible, horrible place. But then we can head to the Priory. Okay, I'm going to have to TCL here, though, because it's going to... Oh, no, it actually... it put us on a wall, but we can fast travel from here. Let's head back to the Priory of the Nine. I don't know what's going on with the landscape there. I really don't have a lot of mods that should conflict.
We meet again. I am here to join your order, having received a divine vision from Kynareth herself. I have been shown that to protect all Kynareth's creations, I must take up your cause and be willing to lay down my life for you. So here I am. I have no doubt that our good works will be talked of in the eras to come.
I feel like this is how cults form, right? Yes, you can join, but you have to drink this punch first.
Thank you. I shall serve the order to the best of my ability.
Well,
I must change into
much.
something that suits a knight. Please excuse me.
I think the other two guys should be here, right? Yeah, there you are.
How may I serve you, Commander?
Cool.
Farewell.
I don't know where that guy who was being tortured is. Maybe he's downstairs.
I know where you may find the Gauntlets of the Crusader, for I was the one who lost them.
Okay, here we go.
Though many know where they are still lost. I believe there is something you must do in order to retrieve them. Would you listen to my tale and learn of the Gauntlet's fate?
Sure, why not? I got nothing else better to do.
When the Order fractured, I followed Sir Beric into war, taking the Gauntlets with me. When it was over, I returned to Cyrodiil. I attempted to return to the service of the Nine, but the war had changed me. I no longer had sympathy for the weak or pity for the suffering. In the brief time I was there, I did more to hurt the chapel than help it. It was there that I was cursed.
Cursed? What do you mean?
A beggar who came to the chapel each day for help tried my patience one too many times. I lost my temper and struck him. My blow landed harder than I had intended, and he fell to the floor dead, killed in the very chapel of the God of Mercy. I left the chapel at once, of course, but the damage was done. I was weak, constantly weary, and lacked the energy to do almost anything.
What about the gauntlets?
Ah, yes. As proof of the deed, when I struck the poor man, the gauntlets slipped right off my hands and fell to the floor. Heavy as stone, they would not move. None could lift them. I suspect they lie there still, in Coral's chapel. You must prove to Stendarr you are worthy to lift the gauntlets once more. Seek out the priests in Coral. Perhaps they can help you.
There we go. I was getting worried that the quest was broken because none of them had any new
Strike true.
artifacts for us to find. I'm glad it worked itself out there. All right, let's go get some new gloves because I'm pretty sure if Whitestrake saw us wearing these with the Crusader's armor, he would come down from the heavens above and strike us down. Coral. We know where Coral is. We've been there before. We have a house here, actually. Oh yeah, I was gonna show off also because we did the pilgrimage last time. Wait, what? It's supposed to reset your infamy. Do I have a mod that makes it not do that? That's really stupid. That's the whole point of the pilgrimage, is it resets your infamy. I swear it resets after you do the pilgrimage the first time. The gauntlets are too heavy to move. Yes, need to talk to this man.
Greetings to you.
You need to light some candles in here.
What brings you here, my son?
I come seeking the gauntlets of the Crusader.
Ah, yes. The gauntlets have been here for ages. I know only the basic story behind them. They're more of a novelty these days. My only real involvement with them these days is keeping the youngsters from hurting themselves trying to pick the gauntlets up. What is your interest in them, if I may ask?
You can tell he's lying because he mentions youngsters, but there is not a single child in all of Cyrodiil. I'd like to know their story.
Yes, well, I don't know the whole thing. A great many years ago, a knight of the Old Order did something terrible, and the gauntlets just fell off. They dropped to the floor right where he stood, and no one could lift them. It was a sign of the curse placed upon this knight by Stendarr, I think. That curse still lingers on today, in fact. Poor Kellen.
Poor Kellen, who's that?
Oh, why, he's a descendant of that very knight from so long ago. The curse has affected his family all these years. He suffers from it now. He came here from Hammerfell seeking a cure, but, well, there's really nothing that can be done for him, I think. He may know more of the story than I. Perhaps you should speak with him, if he's feeling well enough. Ask Kellen about the curse.
Yeah, you gotta love, right? And there's a lot of Bible stories that are kind of similar to this, where I don't really see the lesson to be learned here. So Stendarr is supposedly the god of mercy. Okay, he punished the man for killing a homeless person in the temple. Okay, that makes sense. You know, that's a horrible thing to do. And he cursed his entire bloodline too. This guy, Kellen, well,
It's you. Hi.
he's weird. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's never done anything wrong in his life, and he's being punished for it. What kind of lesson is that? That's a horrible lesson. The sins of your father?
What is it? Is there a cure? Has Arelder found a cure? I know there's something he's not telling me.
Yeah, he mentioned children, which don't exist, so he's a liar.
You've seen them, I assume. The only evidence of what happened so many years ago. Do you know that I thought perhaps I could lift them? That somehow this curse would be lifted if I could pick them up? I tried for hours, until my whole body ached, and I could barely move. I lay there on the floor next to them, weeping. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've been at the end of my rope for far too long to be ashamed of anything.
And Stendarr, in his infinite mercy, saw you crying and weeping for something you had no part or role in doing, and didn't help you at all. What a nice Nine Divine.
Ah, so you've heard it, have you? Terrible curse. Been in the family almost longer than anyone can remember. When I was younger, I could live with it. Wasn't so bad, but it's only gotten worse over time. I'd come here, to the place it all happened, in the hopes that something could be done. I fear I haven't much time left otherwise. Arelder has let me stay, mostly out of pity, I think. But there's something else. I swear he knows more than he tells.
Why are you talking so quietly? I can't hear you.
I've seen plenty of pity in people's eyes over the years. I grew up recognizing it. But with Arelder, there's something else there. And when he speaks to me, there are times I'd swear he sounds apologetic. Guilty, even. Why would that be? What reason does he have to hold back information? I know I'm a doomed man one way or the other. Speak to him if you can. Convince him to tell me what he knows as a dying man's last wish.
Well, he is a high elf, which should tell you everything you need to know about him. High elves are horrible, horrible people. Just ask Whitestrike.
It's my pleasure. Please continue.
What do you really know?
I cannot face him. I know what might be done for him, but I haven't the will to do it. I wish I could help him. Truly I do. but I cannot muster the strength to damn myself on his behalf.
Coward.
The curse. I know what would lift it, but I cannot do it. The only way to free Kellen of his curse is to take it on myself. I am not strong enough to do this, and so I am a failure.
Well, that's the first
I
step.
fail Kellen every time I speak to him, and I fail Stendarr every time I pray to him and do not ask for the power to lift the curse. Do you know one who would do such a thing? One who would pray at this chapel's altar, pray to Stendarr for the power to lift this curse?
Well, it's certainly not going to be a high elf to do it. It'll be a dark elf. We're pretty good at taking on curses.
The Gauntlets have been here far longer than any of us. I don't expect that to ever change. They'll almost certainly be here long after we're all gone. Certainly after Kellen's family has died out.
Yeah, that's what you're hoping for, huh?
Bye.
All right, well, time to be the main character and do it ourselves. Do you wish to pray to Stendarr for the power to lift Kellen's curse? Oh yeah. I have prayed at the altar and have been granted the ability to lay hands on Kellen. I need to see him at once. Lay hands. Nice. Yeah, we're the hero now, so we'll do all of the dirty work no one else wants to do. Be healed, my son. I have lifted the curse from Kellen, which means taking it on myself. As a result, I am weary and my fatigue has been affected. With the curse lifted, I can now retrieve the gauntlets of the Crusader.
How did you? I feel good. I feel good. I don't feel like death. I feel like running.
Go get him, Tiger.
Look at me.
Oh, I'm looking. We made his day. All right. Let's go grab the gloves. For some reason, I thought we were being attacked. I've recovered the gloves. I've completed Sir Casimir's quest by recovering the gauntlets of the Crusader. I should return to the Priory and find out if there's any news of the remaining 2 relics. Does this place not get attacked? I guess not.
I can't believe you were willing to do that for Kellen. To sacrifice your own well-being without hesitation. What business do I have acting as a priest if I'm not willing to do all I can in helping those who need it? Perhaps I need to rethink my calling.
Yeah, you could always be a racist wizard. That's normally what high elves do, right? All right, let's put on these gloves. What do? Fortify restoration and resist disease. Not bad. Resist disease is pretty good in... It's not bad in Oblivion because you don't ever actually become the Nerevarine, so you don't actually get corporous disease. So resist disease can help a lot. There are a lot of diseases in Oblivion, and it's very easy to get them. I think we are actually cursed too, right? Curse of the Consumed, damage fatigue. Yeah, and our strength is down by 25. That's why we're getting hurt. I think that comes off of you, though.
Sir Knight, thank Arche you are back. I have terrible news. Sir Roderick, I think he's dead.
You're not the guy we saved, right? Who was being tortured? Who's Sir Roderick?
A holy knight, like you, questing for the relics at the Prophet's call. I was his squire. I believed he was chosen by the gods to reclaim the relics.
Guess not. What happened?
At first things were going well. He prayed at all the shrines and received a vision, a disturbing vision. The shade of Sir Beric spoke to me was all he said. We must put him to rest. We traveled back and forth across Colovia. He was always asking about an old noble family, the Vlindrels. Finally, he found what he was looking for. We went to Underpall Cave, and there he fell.
What was he looking for?
He said that Sir Beric's tomb was in Underpall Cave, which is no cave, but some kind of buried keep. He had learned that Sir Beric had once been a questing knight, like us. He had found the Greaves and sword of the Crusader, but then turned to evil. Cyrodiil hoped to find the relics within Sir Barrick's tomb, and he did. But we also found a terrible guardian, the wraith of Lord Vlindrel, Sir Barrick.
Dun dun dun. You know where the relics are?
Yes, my lord, and I brought you. Sir Roderick shouted for me to take them. The Greaves, the holy relic, they're yours.
Sweet. And the sword?
The wraith. It used it against Sir Roderick. I don't know how that evil thing could use the holy weapon, but it did. It screamed as it struck.
Take it easy. You're safe now.
I'm sorry. I remember Sir Roderick saying something about the sword before we went to Underpole. It may be important. He was worried that the sword may have been turned to evil, that it may have to be reconsecrated on the altar of its creator, the divine Arche. That's all I remember. I hope it may help you.
Maybe. I will avenge him.
Sir, might I ask a boon? Let me come with you. I would become a Knight of the Nine and dedicate my life to the service of the gods.
Does he actually come with you? I kind of don't want a companion, but sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir Knight. I will not fail you. Give me a moment to arm myself, and I will accompany you to Underpole Cave to destroy the foul wraith.
All right, as long as you're essential. He's not essential. That's not good. But yes, with the essentially full set complete except for the sword, I am going to end the video there for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry for the wait. There will be more Oblivion videos out on a more regular basis. If you would like to show your support for this series or for the channel, consider liking and subscribing if you have not already, as it does help immensely. Other than that though, thank you for watching and peace out.